Congressman Adam Schiff joins us now. Congressman, I have to say, when I was watching this and seeing this unfold and seeing the text messages, the emails, the fact that there was advance notice from the Secret Service, I couldn't believe that this was known and wasn't A, prevented, but B, that they wanted to bring the President of the United States at some point over to this area. What are the next steps now that we've got this subpoena voted on? Are you going to try to get more people, aside from the former president, to talk about this?
Well, first of all, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is really shocking when you see in vivid detail the information the Secret Service had, not only generally about the violence intended and targeted at the Capitol, but also at their own protectees, and most particularly the Vice President of the United States. And that they would even entertain or allow the president to entertain for hours the idea that he was going to go to the Capitol with this armed mob is really very startling. Yes, we intend to bring people back in from the Secret Service, some who may have testified in ways that we don't find credible now that we have obtained this documentary evidence, but other witnesses potentially that we haven't heard from as well. So we intend to follow up in that way. And, of course, the big witness we want to hear from is the former president himself.
Yes, of course. And I do want to get to that. Congressman Allison is here with Laura as well. But I just want to ask you one more thing about the Secret Service. What did they do about those threats? I mean, since you presented this evidence that they knew, they had a heads up, they knew that there were direct and credible threats against members of Congress 10 days or more before January 6th.
The morning of, in some cases.
I mean, they had, for days, they knew about this. And so why didn't they do anything? What should they have done? And did they lie? Did some Secret Service agents lie to the committee about this?
Well, that's a very good question, and we're trying to determine whether people were candid with us when they testified before. We're also looking into issues, which I can't go into the particulars, that there may have been efforts to obstruct our getting information about some of the incidents that we talked about in the hearing today. So there is more to get to the bottom of in terms of why they didn't do more to try to protect those that they're meant to safeguard and guard. It's a very good question. They had all of this information, but again, I think some of the most powerful evidence is the fact that the Secret Service told the president on the Mall that day that people wouldn't go through the metal detectors because they were armed and they didn't want to give up their weapons. And he was okay with that. In fact, he was fine with them going to the Capitol with their weapons. He was incensed that he couldn't go with them.
And in fact, on that point, we remember from earlier testimony the statement that essentially said they're not here for me. So he didn't think that there was a concern about himself. But of course, they were marching towards the Capitol, which of course, Congresswoman Liz Cheney began the hearing today in part, Congressman, talking about that today was going to focus on the state of mind of the former president. You and I, both attorneys, both former prosecutors, thinking about how you get to the state of mind conversation. Obviously, the best evidence you can have of one state of mind can be from the proverbial horse's mouth. Do you think that there is a chance, now that there has been this subpoena voted on unanimously by the committee, that the former president is actually going to, A, show up or even provide any documents?
Well, first of all, I think you're exactly right. Often the most powerful evidence comes from the horse's mouth. And you pointed to one of, I think, the most critical pieces of evidence. That is when the president is confronted with the fact these people are armed. He says, they're not here to hurt me. And he's okay with them marching on the Capitol because he knows where their violence is directed. We also presented today, I think, other powerful evidence of the president's intent when his own top Justice Department people are going through the litany of his bogus claims of fraud and shooting them down one after another. And what is the president's response? Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republicans. But we do hope that the president will come in and answer for what we have presented, answer questions, as indeed many other presidents have, and former presidents. In terms of what are the odds that he will, I really can't say. He may be too scared to be under oath, too afraid to come in and testify. But we would hope, of course, that he will have some sense of duty, as other presidents have. But but only time will tell.
Is hope your plan, though? I mean,
what's your plan? Yeah. What is your plan if he doesn't comply?
Well, you know, we will cross that bridge when we get to it. We're not going to presuppose that the president will be unwilling. We hope that he will follow the path other presidents have. But if he doesn't, then we'll decide as a committee what the next step should be.
Congressman, we didn't hear from some of the people that you did interview as a part of the panel since the last we heard from the January 6th committee. Steve Mnuchin, Ginny Thomas, the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. Will we be hearing in an additional hearing of some kind, or will that all be a part of a report that's written from the likes of Ginny Thomas and others?
Well, I think, you know, first of all, you know, we may do another hearing or business meeting where we talk about our findings and our recommendations in terms of how we protect the country going forward. But I think you can also expect that our report won't be a traditional report in the sense that it won't be just a report on paper. It will be a report, you know, sort of a living report online as well, in which you will have excerpts of testimony. You have transcripts that you can peruse. So a lot of the information that we weren't able to elicit because we only had so many hearings and we gathered a mountain of evidence, you will hear either released prior to our report in discrete pieces, or you'll hear as a part of our report.
So Congressman, was this the last hearing?
I don't know for sure. I hope that we will do a public hearing of some kind to go over, okay, these are the findings that we've made. These are our recommendations. We are going to be discussing making criminal referrals and reaching a decision on that. And I don't know whether we'll make the presentation of those decisions in a public setting or not. Those are things that we'll have to decide as a committee.
Let me just ask you one final question on this issue, because we were playing some exclusive footage here today on CNN that captured some of the behind the scenes, what was going on in the Capitol when the people were trying to enter, were breaking in, were committing the awful crimes and things they were doing. I wonder what you make of, we played part of what you saw today in the hearing and you played. What was your reaction to seeing that vantage point? You obviously had your own as being somebody who was there on the scene, but what was it like for you to see the bipartisan leadership and excluding, because he was not involved, the commander-in-chief?
Well, this is what was so striking to me. When you had, for example, that scene where the speaker is learning that the session has been interrupted, that members are getting out their gas masks, and she is incredulous about what's happening, and she says something to the effect of, "Can you believe this?" And there they are, they're trying to summon resources to help rescue those of us that are in the Capitol. They're calling the Virginia governor. They're contacting the Maryland governor about those state guards and those guards coming in. They're talking to the head of the police in Washington, D.C., and the mayor. And they're doing everything they can, both the Democratic leadership, the Republican leadership, all while Donald Trump is sitting in the White House dining room, watching it unfold on TV, doing nothing, doing absolutely nothing. And that contrast, everyone rushing to try to aid the police who were getting beaten, some would lose their lives, members endangered, and there's Donald Trump just watching it, won't lift a finger. That's something I'll never forget.
Congressman Adam Schiff, thank you for your time tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So does